The history of the OBR, the onboard reporter as we have it today, was that it started out as a media crew member, in other words, a sailor who grabbed the camera when they could or when their skipper allowed them to, through to, in the last race, onboard reporter, OBR. The R in reporter, I think we got part way there in the last race, and the content was better than we've ever had. But what we want to do is go one step further, and that reporter is someone who, like a war reporter, jumps into the trenches with the soldiers, has to create a bond of some kind, but is able to tell that story and may or may not be in the same trench the following month. In other words, we may rotate OBRs, or will rotate OBRs, across the boats to a certain extent. And the Volvo Ocean Race is hiring those OBRs, training them, which means we can start now, which we've done, rather than waiting for the teams to all come online. Train them technically, train them editorially, and they're there with one purpose, which is to tell the team's story and the team sponsor's story. They are there to tell their story, not someone else's, and not the race in some kind of generic way. But we ultimately have some control of that in the sense that we're able to get them on board now, get them training now, both safety and technically, and then start picking them to meet the needs of the teams and the team sponsors. But that's quite a big shift for some of the teams. They're no longer employing the OBRs, we're providing them. We'll have more than there are the number of boats in order that there can be some rest periods as well, and some work on land and looking at content and footage and improving what they do. So it's on the outside won't necessarily be obvious in terms of the way it works, but for the teams it is nonetheless a step on. It has good sides and bad sides. We can probably argue both cases, but we are going to move it on. We are going to try something different and have this rotating OBRs coming from a central source.